non-violent approach to resolving conflict issues. He is dedicated to continuing this field as a long-term commitment in order to find a way to resolve the violations of
at this such a lovely stage to share the different viewpoint, to share the different dance. It's so wonderful. Most urgent issues in today.
Another important thing for Australians, for people here, people in Western countries, people in democracies that are much more functional, no democracy is perfectly functional, is that we can't really stand by and do nothing. We have to do something because it almost makes us complicit if we don't do anything.
Have you enjoyed the festivities as well?
It's been amazing. I've been really surprised. I didn't come to this. I wasn't in Manly for this last year, and I'm just amazed. I think it's beautiful. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Share different view and to show different thought. We think about the reality, what happened in the world corner of the world. That's very wonderful.
Have you benefited from today?
Yeah, which is I'm first time, but I liked all this. Yeah.
Were you able to explain your view?
Yeah. I share all my view and thoughts, and also in my family, my father 21 years he stay in a jail, and my uncle 18 years he stay in a jail. All this not a fairy tale or all this not a earlier story. It is a fact in this century. Therefore, all this reality I like to share all of the world, and I like to search more support for the truth.
Why is your father and uncle in jail?
Yeah, that's just the freedom of the speech or freedom of the religion about this in Tibet, and also politicals, and freedom of this own language. So they know that much the freedom of all these. Therefore, to stay in a jail 21 years.
Is your whole family affected by this?
Yeah. Except my mother, then all my families, my uncle, aunt, all this stay in a jail 18 years, 21 years like this. Therefore, I searching for the truth supported for all the world.
What brought you people?
Yeah, I think like this stage is who organize like this. It's very wonderful because we don't know all these are untrue or reality. If such like this stage, we can share individuals' experience. We share the reality, and then we share the different viewpoint. We share different culture. I think that's just wonderful. If future is bigger than this and so more support than other people. Yeah, thanks very much.
What are your views on human rights?
Well, I mean, I didn't know anything about this when I came, but I'm absolutely appalled when I see what's happening there. Really, I can't believe. It came on me suddenly, and I didn't know what it was about, to be honest, but now that I've heard it, and it really, it's so wonderful to travel because you sometimes hear this on the news in England and places, and then you come to a place and you see it really, it's as if it's happening right before your eyes. And I was in tears nearly. Couldn't believe it.
Affected you?
Affected me terribly, yes. And I mean, I think when you get older sometimes, I mean, I'm in my 70s now, and when you get older, I think it affects you even more, to be honest, to think that the way people suffer. But
well, a friend of mine, Neelam, she's actually involved. We're actually involved in the Nepalese community together, and she'd participated in the walk before, and she asked if I could come along and do a performance. And this is the kind of thing I've been interested in for a long time, so it didn't take me much to say yes.
So you were interested in the walk because human rights?
Yeah, I actually didn't know about it before, but when Neelam told me about it, I was quite I didn't know it was happening, but yeah, I really wanted to come and see what it was all about and contribute to the day.
So you dance for human rights?
Yeah, so I danced obviously representing the Nepalese community, but I was able to see all the different communities that came and took part, and I think we were all dancing for each other and for humanity in general. Thank you. Oh, I love that it's done in such a central and busy place, and I've seen people just stop and take an interest, not just in the dancing, but what people were dancing for, and all the banners and everything. And there was a lot that I didn't know about. I was able to see what people practicing Falun Dafa and Falun Gong went through, and all the different communities, and they all border Nepal anyway. So yeah, it was very, very interesting, and it was great. I'll be back next year. Having come from a third world country, I've been in Australia since I was 9, but my parents both come from a very oppressed environment. So I think human rights, the right we have as a human is it doesn't matter which socioeconomic background you have. It's all about the right to live and the right to have a dignified existence. So I think if you speak to any citizen of the world, that is what they will tell you, is that every single person who is born deserves that right.
I was here to create awareness on the human rights situation in Bhutan, and particularly I thought participating in this human rights walk program would be a good event so that people would know what's going on inside Bhutan, what is going on in Nepal regarding the people who were evicted by the government of Bhutan since 1991 till now, and also the type of democracy that Bhutan says has introduced in the country. So just to create awareness on the situation in Bhutan.
And did you escape from Bhutan?
Yes, I was given a very 24 hours notice to leave the country because my parents were alleged to have participated in the 1990 peaceful rallies in southern Bhutan, and then they asked my parents to leave the country, and once they were out of the country, they showed me a notice stating that if I don't leave the country within 24 hours, then I too would be persecuted and would have to go under imprisonment. So that was within that time I was able to run out of the country and escape to India, and then finally came to Nepal.
How old were you then?
I was very young. At the time I was just entering into civil service. I was, I think, around 27 years old. And then I was one of the promising officials who was selected by the royal government of Bhutan through its Royal Civil Service Commission to act as a gazetted officer. But despite the fact that I was in the government, I was not spared. My parents were not spared. And whoever it is, innocent or non-innocent, whoever it was, that belongs to the ethnicity of Nepali-speaking people were evicted out of the country.
So where did you go from?
I came to India, and then finally India also doesn't allow Bhutanese to stay as refugees because it has a Indo-Bhutan Friendship Treaty. Because of the treaty, India doesn't allow to remain as refugees in Indian soil. So we had no choice than to enter Nepal, and then during 1992, I went to Nepal, where there were already camp established by the UNHCR for providing relief assistance to the Bhutanese who were being evicted from the country. So I joined my parents, found them in the camp, and then stayed there for almost 18 years.